Hey there, beautiful, wonderful, spiritual you. So, wanted to do a video today about the negative self-speak voice that we have in all of our heads. And wanted to offer some reassurance, giving and paying it forward of what people have given me in my own support, and also offering a sense of ease with that experience to understand that it's not just you. So that negative self-speak is something that everyone on the planet has to deal with, every human being. And it is something that I have noticed seems to possibly get worse as we age and when time goes on, because we have a lot more life experience to reflect upon. And when I have my most vulnerable days, that negative self-speak can be more harmful than at other times. And I need somebody outside of me to tell me that it's okay, that this voice isn't right. I had an interesting observation the other day where I realized that negative self-speak, the thing that tells me I'm not good enough, that I can't do anything, I can't accomplish anything, and that what I'm doing is stupid, I've noticed that voice can sometimes feel so real and so absolute. And I have my support system around me that I ask directly, is this accurate? Is this true? And I very thankfully get the repeated reply of, no, it's not. That's not true. That's not right. And that's not who you are. This, interestingly enough, seems like something that people who suffer from schizophrenia, mental illness, it seems like that's something that they actually have to face. And I've always found that condition to be interesting and something I would like to understand. That they seem to deal with voices that tell them what to do and tell them how to be and tell them how to act. And it seems very absolute, like it must be that way and it must happen that way. And they seem to have very little choice in the sense of understanding it's not them and that it's not true. And what I began to see through that, through observing this and that struggle, is that they simply need an external reminder of something to remind them of who they are. And when I saw that, I realized that this negative self-speak isn't limited to certain people or certain mental illnesses. This is something we all deal with, but in different volumes. And so sometimes I will have a greater struggle than at others. And it's something that it could be predictable, except that self-speak can come up at very quiet times throughout my day. And when I've tried a few different things that I think have helped me, that aren't just people telling me I'm okay, but also things of me saying, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. It isn't that this isn't the truth, that this isn't the reality. And I've spoken out loud. This primarily I do that at home, and I say, you're a real jerk. You're a bully and you're mean. And when I began to practice that, it separates me from that voice. It allows me to have some distance to say to myself, I am not this voice. This voice is not me. And it's been an interesting expression of this experience, because it's not that I can see it separate, but it's at that moment when I speak to it that I realize that it isn't me. And then there becomes some separation. So it's only through my own effort and fortitude that I've been able to allow for that space to be. When I have other times of vulnerability to that voice, I work. That's another way I do it. I find my creative outlets that I need to participate in. I've diversified and varied them to allow for any opportunity that I can have for expression. And it's something that it's taken me quite a bit of effort to figure that out for myself, because we all individually have that need. And it isn't always soothed by the same thing. Not everybody finds the same things to be beneficial. So I have to vary between things. I call them my textures. And so it's knitting and crocheting and things with textiles. That's one form of soothing that I've discovered for myself. Then I transition into creation, which is me making and sculpting, and that also seems to be of great comfort to me, especially because that's where my goals lie. Doing video actually is another form of me helping myself, because I really enjoy this exchange. I really enjoy this opportunity to speak from where I come from and what I see and what I know. And when I do all these things, I've found my joy in them, because I've worked for so long towards goals and efforts that was what they were, but they were never with an understanding of my need within those structures, within those activities. So this is me coming to you and saying, those negative voices in your head, you are not alone. This is not strange. And this is not something that only you deal with. It is absolutely universal. We all deal with it in different ways. And I'm here to extend the notion that we can find our ability to help ourselves through that experience, either through our own efforts or incorporating that of people around us that support us and love us with unconditional love, that can offer that to us as a gift. And it doesn't take away from the effect if you have to actually guide someone through that process of what they need to say or how they need to react, because they don't understand our individual unique needs. They only understand themselves. And so offering that information to them is actually you helping them help you. So have patience with that process, have patience with that aspect of your process, and find the great opportunity for insight and growth and understanding of who we are in all of our depths and in all of our levels and in all of our ways. And we will discover and become an amazing awareness of how absolutely complex and unique and rare each of us is, and the gifts that we have to offer and share to the world around us. So thank you so much for coming and joining me today. I hope that some part of this helps you in your process and on your journey. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for being, for without you, none of this would be possible. Namaste.